open up with your opening statement, and then we can open the floor for questions. Photographers down at the front, so they can get those shots at the end.
Just a really special day. I mean, that's really no way to describe it. I'm so proud of these young men and these coaches, and it's just been a blessing for me to be a part of this football team. And these guys to the right and left of me did it, and our coaches did a tremendous job, and just a special day to be an Alcorn State Brave.
We'll open the floor for questions.
Coach, just kind of talk about the performance of your guy to the right, coming back to his hometown, having a huge game taken away.
We move all our home games to Houston, I believe. But John played tremendous. He's been our leader since he got here on offense, and came in out of high school, as a true freshman, and we threw him into the fire early, and I just can't say enough about him. And I've said this, but these two guys right here have a special place in my heart to the day I die, and the hard work and the dedication that they put in, and John on offense, Will on defense, and John just was tremendous this whole season, and did a great job leading our offense.
Coach far right.
Hey Coach, talk to me a little bit about how the team was able to bounce back after Southern tied the game. Just talk about the resilience and what you talked about to the team to get them to finish out.
Well, we have a pretty resilient football team, and they play hard. Today I thought we were really good on offense and defense. We were horrible on special teams today, but on offense and defense we played really, really good. And we won 2 out of the 3 phases, and we certainly didn't win the special teams phase at all. But they just fought hard and kept competing. And again, it's a credit to them and their desire and their determination, and that's what pulled us through.
To the left, Coach.
Yes.
Pretty much just one for you, Coach, and John. Coach, quarterback John, he went over 1,000 yards for the first time ever in school history. And I'm thinking SWAC history, because I've been doing my history. But talk about, him as a season, 100-yard rushes here and there. Just carrying that team on his back throughout the 2014 season.
Well, again, I can sit here till next Wednesday, telling you how much John has meant to us on offense. Not only has he done a tremendous job running the ball, but also doing a tremendous job throwing the football, running our offense, which is probably that's what I always tell, which he does a tremendous job of, and that's just an honor. That tells you what a talented athlete John is, to be able to run for 1,000 and throw for, I know, you can tell me, Jaquel, exactly the number on his throwing yards, but to have a multi-talented athlete like John leading our football team, and as great a football player he is, he's an even better person. He's just an outstanding young man, and just does everything on and off the field the way you would want it to be done.
Straight back center.
Coach, your team had some big key stops there when Southern were getting in the red zone, 4th down stops on the 1-yard line, a couple of big stops. They just kind of talk about their performance.
Well, now I can start bragging about Will and those defensive guys. I thought their back was to the wall a couple of times in critical situations, and maybe no stop was big. We had in the first quarter we had the goal line stand down there, which I thought they did a tremendous job on. But then after the third block punt, that's when I thought the defense just kind of put the team up on their shoulders and just said, "Hey, you're not getting in." And again, that was a credit to those guys, because adversity had really struck at that point, And again, like I said, we didn't play real well on special teams today, but I thought defensively, we stood up strong right there in the 4th quarter when certainly momentum was in Southern's favor. So, and Will's our captain on defense, and those guys were just tremendous.
Over here to the left, Coach.
Okay.
Coach, I'm now Franklin Jaguar. So, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
Secondly, last year you guys really lost ball games at critical junctions. This year you guys seem to overcome those hurdles, obviously ending today. Tell me what was the difference to get us to this point?
Well, we had our fall game against Southern last year, if you remember. That was just a back and forth battle last year, and we were 1 point away from getting to the game last year. I think that's something that kind of stuck in these guys. in our coaches' minds. You know, I mean, we lost a game. We had first and goal on the 1, and we didn't score, and wound up losing the game 19-18. So that kicked us kind of out of the SWAC championship race, and I think that's something that set on these guys' minds for 365 days. You know, they're like, you know, you're right there that close, and you weren't able to get there, and you know, they even worked harder to get here. But you know, so give these guys all the credit. They put in the hard work, and coaches did, and just tremendous effort.
Coach, your right side, 4th row.
Question for John. Charles Bishop inside the HBCU Sports Lab. How special was it for you to come back to your hometown and get a big win, SWAC championship here?
It meant a lot, honestly, you know, knowing I had my family and friends, you know, behind me, support me, not just, you know, them as well, but as my teammates, you know, throughout the whole game. The guys kept telling me, you know, we got your back, you know, just, you know, you score touchdowns and we'll stop them. Defense made a bunch of key stops, you know, which at times, you know, offensively, we had three and outs, I think, that was bad for us. You know, we couldn't move the ball very well at the time we wanted to, but defense, you know, pulled us out.
Right over to your left, Coach.
Okay.
Coach, this is for you and both of your players. The spotlight has been on the state of Mississippi, obviously, from the 2 major universities. But now y'all have bringing the spotlight even more so now. How does that feel for you personally and your 2 players now that y'all got the spotlight really exclusively on y'all now to bring this championship back?
That's something, you know, it's funny that you said that, because like in the middle of the season, I think we had the big Eastern Division game with Alabama State. I think that time, I can't remember who Ole Miss and Mississippi State were playing, but they had 2 big games on their campus, and you know, and our game at that time in the Eastern Division was a big game, you know, because whoever won that game kind of had the upper hand in the division, and at times we didn't get as much publicity on that game, so this is kind of nice, you know what I'm saying, because you get that publicity, and you know, we're certainly proud of our home state, and just hopefully we can get a little recognition there, and just a great feeling for us.
Back over to your left, Coach.
Coach Hobson, Roscoe Nance, BlackAmericaWeb.com. What were your feelings, you know, to look up and see the score tied 24-24 after you had dominated the game?
Felt like last year in Baton Rouge, you know, that was almost an identical deal, and give Southern a lot of credit there because they're a tremendously well-coached football team. But it was actually, we had the same thing happen to us, and these guys will remember down there last year. We had a couple of punts blocked, and the next thing you know, it was like 24-24. So it was almost kind of like deja vu. You know, here we are again, and these guys just kept battling and wound up getting it done.
But having dominated the game statistically and still be deadlocked, I mean, that give you an uneasy feeling.
Well, you never like it, and like I said, I thought we were really bad at special teams today. You know, and that's something we hadn't had a punt blocked all season, and so I give Southern and their coaches and their players a lot of credit. They did a really good job on that phase of the game, and they definitely beat us in that phase of the game. Again, I thought offensively and defensively we played really well, and that's what allowed us to overcome that.
Straight center, the back.
Ray Coleman, WAPT again. This one for the players. Will, you can start off first. Just the impact that Coach Hobson has had on this program for you guys, just bringing you guys here in a short 3 years. I talked to some of you guys yesterday, and you were saying, you know, it was some dark times the freshman year before he got there. Now he's here and has turned this program around. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I can speak on, you know, the year before he came, you know, it was real bad. Like we went 2-8, you know, I can remember back, but him coming in and just preaching execution on us and finishing, man, you know, it meant a lot. Like, and 11 brothers, you know, are hard to beat. That's our saying that we go by. You know, he really told us or showed us how to come together as a team, you know, to get things done. You know, so like I say, all the credit go to Coach, man, because he did a good job of coaching us.
Coach, how you doing? Mike Prince with Open Mic Broadcast. Congratulations to you. You made mention earlier during the course of the year about the conference and the level of play that it is, and you just made mention on how you kind of were the stepchildren of the state. Now that you have the spotlight, you're champion, what would be your message, and I would like the players to answer this too, what would be your message to the rest of the country about this conference and the brand of ball that's being played?
This conference is a special conference. You know, there's no conference that has all the natural rivals and traditions like our conference does. You know, that's one thing we talk to our players about, you know, throughout the season, you know, whether it's Southern, whether it's Grambling, whether it's Jackson, whether it's Valley, it doesn't matter. Each week, Alabama State, you know, each week, you know what I'm saying, you play an intense game. And we are the #1 attended conference in all of FCS football. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't understand. They get back and say, hey, if you want to go and play in big games and fun crowds and electric atmospheres, you know, the SWAC is the place to be because it is exciting. You know, we've been blessed with this football team to play in some of the, I mean, I've coached in a lot of different conferences, and I can tell you the atmospheres that we have in some of our games are second to none. So, you know, it's kind of a hidden gem in the fact that a lot of people don't really know just what excitement the SWAC football is, you know, and just the crowds, the intensity, and you know, just of course we all know about all the great football players that have come out of SWAC. You know, that's one thing that we always kind of claim at Alcorn. You know, we got the SEC school sitting there with Ole Miss and Mississippi State, but we're the only school in Mississippi that's had an NFL MVP and an NFL head coach. And we laugh at Don and say, we got a Dancing with the Stars champ to boot too. You know, so at the end of the day, you know, and even our so-called SEC schools like Mississippi State and Ole Miss, you know, you can't say that even though they've had great players and great coaches, but you really think about it. You know, here we are at Alcorn State, and we had an NFL MVP, we had an NFL head coach, we've had a Dancing with the Stars champ. So every dream that a student athlete has is possible in the SWAC, and I think that's something that's been proven over and over in time.
Coach, right over here too.
Coach.
Hey John, Gary Esser from the Baton Rouge Advocate. Can you talk about what the defense was that you faced against Southern, how it compared to earlier in the season, and how do you think you managed against it?
You know what? I think Coach Odoms does a tremendous job, and Southern is here. They've been here for the last 2 years, and they've won 8 conference games this year. They won 8 last year. They're really good. They're a really good football team. They're really a well-coached football team, and we knew going in. You know, really the first game we played was really a hard-fought game. We just had some things go away in the third quarter, and we began to, but we knew it would be a hard-fought football game, you know, and so we were expecting that, and that's something we preached to the guys. That's something that our players understood it. You know, we knew this was going to be a battle, and again, Southern has our utmost respect any year we play them because we know they're a really good football team and they're extremely well coached, and we're blessed and fortunate today to get the W.
Francesca, WLBT, just wanted to get your thoughts on what it means for the program as a whole in terms of the history that it's been 20 years since you've been able to bring home a SWAC championship, and how that makes you guys feel like knowing that you brought it back after a long absence.
Well, again, all the credit goes to these guys and our coaching staff, but you know, as coaches, we don't step between those white lines. They do, and it's a special feeling in my heart just to watch them because they deserve it. They work so hard to achieve their goals, and they've been dedicated, and you know, it means a lot. You know, it means a whole lot. You know, when it's as far as you can go. You know, as far as we can go at least, and you know, it's a great feeling, and you know, it's one of those. It's the reason you put the cleats on. You know, to have this feeling. So it's a great feeling.
Any questions for John or William? Just a few more questions.
For the players? Okay. William, just talk about just how great your defense was able to play today and really slow down Southern, because other than the special team mistakes, you guys could have been really way ahead at halftime of this game. How were you guys able to control them and really slow them down?
We knew coming into the game, watching the previous games after we played them the first time, that, you know, they really turned into a heavy run team. So coming into the game, you know, our strategy was to stop them running the ball and, you know, make them pass. So we put all our effort into trying to stop the run and make them, you know, a one-dimensional team. But it goes like execution. You know, Coach Hop preached execution. All our coaches preach execution. You know, if you execute at a high level and play physical, you know, you can never lose. So that's what we came out and tried to do.
Time for one more question.
I got one for Coach.
Okay, go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Coach. I kind of talked to you about this yesterday, but now that you're celebrating it, and actually at the beginning of the season you said something about how it was nice to get respect, that, you know, you guys were being picked, you know, to be second in the division. It was nice to get respect, but, you know, you got to, you know, go out and do it on the field. Now that you're celebrating this SWAC championship, you know, did you feel that, were you able to see this come to fruition after your third year, you know, after only your third year here in Lorman?
Well, I think after last year, you know, we were a point away from getting to the game, so we certainly had our sights zeroed in on this game. I think all these players did too. You know, when we first got here, you know, that first year, and a lot of people can kind of remember, you know, we kind of came in mid-June, and everybody was hired in mid-July, and so, you know, that first season we took our knocks, you know, we did. I mean, I think August 5th was the first time we got to play together, you know, and so we took our knocks that first year, but I think the second year we were able to go through a spring and able to go, you know, through an off season, and you know, after the 2013 season, you know, these guys I think can tell you, you know, the belief was there, and you know, we just had to finish the deal.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay, thank you.